everyone to Artivism, the Power of Art for Social Transformation. As we said earlier, Artivism has engaged artivists from all over the world, and their art is whatever discipline they're really passionate about. They were visual artists, filmmakers, poets, doctors, musicians, just to name a few, sharing their ideas and creating a network that aims to transform society through the power of art. Today, we have with us, zooming in from Portugal, Bruno Miguel Resende. He is an artist connected to shamanism. He is a writer, actor, filmmaker, fire performer, and fakir. His commitment to truth caused several works to be censored. In cinema, he has achieved his own language without words, with 37 awards and 53 nominations. Thank you for being here today, Bruno. I will just share my screen very quickly, and you will tell me when to proceed.
Oh, you can, well, I will resume a little about the question why I am here. So, I am from a community, a little community in a rural part of Portugal that was found a very old city from Tongobriga. Yes, that's the trailer of the city of Tongobriga. It was found in the village, so it was not really found. Everyone knew that something was there. So, but no one knew what big size it was. So it is. The biggest old city, Roman city of Portugal, is now in Tongobriga. It's very recent. It's 40 years of archaeological excavations. So now we have 500 hectares of the city, but we have no real archaeological monuments because all the stones were used by the centuries to build houses and other buildings that were needed. So the city of Tongobriga is both a city, a Roman city, as well as a new village. All the stones are one, so we cannot make a frontier from what is Roman and what is the 21st century. It's all one thing, and the people that were inhabitants that were raised and born there are now being expelled from the local to making tourism and to making people pay to enter in Tongobriga. Now we have a fence that divides the houses from the archaeological site. That is a fence without any sense because all the stones are the same. Some stones are fallen, others are not, but it's all the same. We can show a video that was made by the archaeological people of Tongobriga that don't say anything about the place being habited. The film shows only the Roman city that for everyone that see there is no people, no real people living there. What is the case is that there is people living there. There's a community that I am from. So you can please.
No norte de Portugal. há um lugar especial. Um lugar sagrado. Uma colina misteriosa. Com 1000 segredos debaixo de terra. Com 1000 histórias escondidas. Começou a aventura de descobrir, de compreender, de revelar os mistérios que a Terra esconde, que a história e a arqueologia deem a mão para nos dar respostas e levar-nos aos tempos e acontecimentos que marcaram a história deste lugar. Impérios e povos, guerras e conquistas, alianças e traições, engenharia e ousadia, cultura e tradições, política e religião, viagens e comércio. A história do mundo, refletida na história de um lugar discreto. Peças valiosas, objetos preciosos, esquecidos durante séculos, que veem agora a luz do dia e nos contam as vidas de gentes de outrora, de povos ousados, vidas de senhores e escravos, de justiça e abuso, de luxo e pobreza, de inocência e alegria, de vida e de morte, de conhecimento e barbárie. Chegou o momento de interpretar, de reconstruir e ressuscitar este lugar. O passado eleva-se sobre o presente para nos revelar os sítios em que os nossos antepassados viveram, as cidades com que sonharam, de forma a compreender as suas ânsias em progredir, os seus esforços para avançar e admirar o espírito e a magia deste lugar maravilhoso.
Bruno, did you want me to show the next one very quickly, or did you want to say something?
No. Let me
Sure.
introduce the video now.
Okay.
As you can see, the video didn't talk about the place being habitated by anyone. And if you don't obviously know Portuguese, the video talks about the resurrection of Tongobriga. It talks about the birth of Tongobriga. It talks about the birth, to know, like that nothing was done before that. Like it's the year number 0 of the Tongobriga. And the words they use are always from the archaeology and this history people. No human sciences are in investigations right now. There is no ethnology, no anthropology. So there is only archaeology in that side, because there is the professional school of archaeology. So the city of Tongobriga is only studied by archaeologues and not by anyone else. So they make what they want to do, and now Tongobriga is administrated in Lisbon. It's not administrated by the local authorities. It's Lisbon that decides what culture events are made and not made in Tongobriga, but there is a big trouble for them right now, because I won a contest in 4 years ago, when then this documentary was made, and the project was approved by the Ministry of Culture. That was to make a play of theater every year. So every year I am approved to make a theater play, but they don't give me any money, and now they are censoring me economically to for me to don't have the power to make that. But I have now I have lots of partnerships right now. I am the director of the Theater of Tongobriga that was born in 2011. So Tongobriga have a theater, professional theater, that is not spoke to they don't speak about that, and so now they only want to make money with Tongobriga, with tourism. But there was an event called the Roman Market of Tongobriga that had 10,000 people every year from 30 days. The 10,000 people visited Tongobriga, and Tongobriga was alive. Was really alive. With lots of work from all the associations, from all the schools, from everyone in Marco de Canaveses, the city next to Tongobriga, to make an event like this, the video that is now going to be shown. This was in 2017. So it is far, far away from being a city with no one. The people that organized the event were the local people. So, and the local people are also the actors of all the plays that were presented in Tongobriga. In my research, I found out that 21 plays were made in Tongobriga, and 10 musics were made in Tongobriga. So that is all the heritage made until now, until 2020, when all was cancelled without any motivation and without notice. With COVID, they used COVID-19 to cancel this event, and in the page of Tongobriga, the governmental page, I talked with the Prime Minister of Portugal about this topic, why this event is not shown in the page of Tongobriga. He didn't answer me, and he passed to the Ministry of Culture, and the Ministry of Culture didn't answer me also. So I talked with the Ministry of Culture about the project I have with the play. I have to make 1 year a play for a year, and that project is approved. So they cannot censor me in that project, because I have the stamp of the Ministry of Culture. So my project has the same power as the archaeology project. The only the difference here is that they cut me all my funds and all my connections with all the entities, and all the entities that make projects with me are censored as well. So they obviously they get fear from work with me. So now I am working in another area, in medieval, in historical, and I work in medieval events and not in Roman events, because I cannot make Roman events, because I am the only one having. This is the city of Tongobriga, so it is merged. It is merged in the ruins. These stones were used from the city of Tongobriga, from the theater, from the temple, and from the other buildings to construct these new houses. So all these persons that live in these houses are directly descendants from the Roman people. We have here a civilization that is directly, genetically descendants from Romans. They are not, this place was never inhabited. This place were always habited by persons, and they were, and now in the first video we talked, they say that there is no civilization in Tongobriga, that the Tongobriga is an isolated place, but the photographs from Tongobriga show the merge of the city with the ruins. I think you have another area. Yes, you can see the houses right in the ruins. There is a fence and a little street we can go by foot. Yes, another one. and this was the pavement was made by the Celts, the pre-Roman people that lived there. So the path between these houses is more ancient than in the Roman times. It's from pre-Christ. And now these houses are obviously these stones are the stones used in Tongobriga, and in the book about Tongobriga that was released 4 years ago, they say that they treat these people as savages, as like we treated the Aboriginals in Brazil. The tribal people from Brazil, the government is treating us the same way, like we are ignorant and we don't know anything about Romans and the Roman civilization. So we have to get out of this place. And now this is the website of Tongobriga. As you can see, the Tongobriga is not anymore the name of the place. The name of the place changed from Tongobriga to archaeological area of Freixo. Freixo is the village where Tongobriga was found. Tongobriga is inside the village of Freixo. All that houses that we have seen before, they are around Tongobriga. So we now have this area that they name it archaeological. So that means that there was no events, no cultural events, no life between the era of two after Christ and right now, this year that they decided to change the administration of Tongobriga from the local powers of Freixo to Lisbon, the capital of Portugal. So Tongobriga, here is an image of what was like the circus and the theater of Tongobriga, and we have a stadium of football in Marco de Canaveses behind. So we can see the sizes of the buildings that were was in Tongobriga. So we have an image of the size of the city, and we have all these houses around this reconstruction in 3D by computer. You can see that in the middle of these monuments, they were under houses, because all the place is with houses, and Tongobriga was also with houses. So this is not an archaeological place. This is a living place. This is another picture of how Tongobriga's theater was. So my project, I use this image to make the evaluation of the size of my project to the size of the archaeological importance. So there is obviously the archaeological importance is very big, but the most sacred thing in the world is the human life. So the human life, that there was never cut in Tongobriga was continued from the ancient times, from the beginning of the world until now. Tongobriga is a civilization, and it's not an archaeological place. That is the battle that I am now fighting with the state of Portugal. This is the play that won the project in 4 years ago. This play is the Dialogue of the Dead from Luciano of Samosata, a Roman writer from the century number 2. And this is not a play of theater. This was adapted by me. So this is a creation from myself and behind a Roman text. So this is the word, these are the words that were used in the century number 2. So this is a living project. We are the ancestors, we are living the life of our ancestors in this play. This play, we are honoring our ancestors, while in the first video that we saw, they talked about not being any ancestor to honor. This is a proof that we honor our ancestor, and this was approved by the Ministry of Culture to be made one time for a year, and is not being made because they are censoring me because of the tourism they want to make in Tongobriga. And because yes, this is the book that is registered in the library of Portugal, the Portuguese library, and you can see that the names there are Bruno Miguel Resende, mine, and the Luciano of Samosata, the author of Dialogue of the Dead from the century number 2, and also another place I made. And this is the text that says that the community of inhabitants of Tongobriga is only a residual one, and the archaeological people that went there found that there were no identity and no memory collective from the inhabitants about Roman times. This in 4 years ago. So without any collective and memory, they found an excuse to make themselves owners of that place by saying that the community had no connection with the Roman Empire, and no one can know anything about Roman history. They based this argument in an event that was made 6 years ago and had 6 persons. So they try to believe us with an event of 6 persons that we have no connection with the Roman Empire, when we have an event of 10,000 of persons that are living in the Roman Empire. This is the size of the Tongobriga. This is a little picture of all the city that was always like this. All these persons in 3 days, from the beginning of the day until the ending of the night. The place was always full of persons, and this is a place of nowhere. This is a place that is very, very difficult to get there. Yes, and this was the image I presented. That is myself in the stage. We construct. We construct lots of buildings in wood to make Tongobriga alive. All of Tongobriga temple, theater were made of wood, and my book, and then the size of the theater in one single image to show the size of the project. Uh, to get a parallel idea of what is the size of the theater in Tongobriga and the size of archaeology in Tongobriga. And the size of archaeology and the size of theater are very, very different, because theater is history, theater is also religion, and theater is art, is culture, and is what connects all people from all around the world into something that we cannot get with an object. So they found 5 objects in Tongobriga till now: a collar, a cup, and some things broken. So that objects are not more important than alive people. The stones are not more important than people, and this is very difficult to explain to the persons that don't see that, because they have the sense of what is that history is made by archaeology and not by theater and not by art. So I believe in artivism now, because artivism is the path to achieve some ideas, to getting help to solve problems like this. So anyone that can help me by, I don't know, I'm going to translate my book to English, and everyone can, I'm going to put it in PDF, and everyone that wants to read it, I have very lots of text that from other ideas I that were approved in that project. It was a very big project with about anthropology and about ethnics. When I translate a project, anyone that wants to have the project and make it online and present it to other ones that have some kind of problem like this and want to solve it, they have some answers there, because I have already make some wins in this battle, in this strange battle beyond the past and the present and the future. So I can help someone that are engaged with heritage and recovering heritage and living the heritage. And I am also trying to see if anyone can help me in making this case into the European court. This was the Portuguese entities that are independent from the states they say that these have to go to the European court. This is not resolved in Portugal anymore. This have to be resolved in European courts or in international court. So I'm now trying to make this case a juridical one, because in all other, in social means, in human means, in literary means, in art means, I have won all the arguments I needed. So I only need the juridical one to solve this problem. That is a very big problem, and the solution is going to be a very strange thing, that is this colonization. The Tongobriga is now colonized, so it's empty, and is fenced. There is fences all over it, and now in the process of in the international court, the solution is going to be to make the fence disappear and to make Tongobriga alive again, to make people go, enter, and stay and live there and make what they want in that place, and not being subject of payments to enter, and having people to say where you're going and where you are not able to go. So that is a big project that I started that 4 years ago, because all the archaeological the texts and all the movements of political actors were in the direction of taking us out of Tongobriga. I lived a Trojan horse, as I can say it, a Trojan horse behind me, to have something legal to say, here I have the proof that Tongobriga community have an identity, have a memory, a collective memory, in a simple work of art, a theater play. With a simple work of art, I can make a case in a juridical form. So I'm trying to win a legal case by art, only with art.
Bruno, very quickly, how long did the festivals take place? It wasn't just one day, correct?
No, there was 3 days.
Wow. So it basically was an event where the entire community participated, right? In the planning and the events, to now this no longer being allowed to take place. No more festivals.
There was 6 months to plan the events, half a year to make the events occur, because we have all the wood structures to build all the pottery, and all the clothes. We have hundreds of clothes made by the local people. There was no factories making anything. Everything was made by the local people and by artisans. They were used by making them from archaeological drawings of real objects found intact. So everything in Tongobriga was made by real. It's a real object. There was no glass in Tongobriga, no plastics. The sound columns were not seen by anyone. They were, how do you say, you cannot see them. You cannot see any technological things, and everything there was really there was no shoes of no elements of the century of the 21st century, and the event played took over from 2011 to 2018. So there were 7 events with 10,000 of people each one, and a total of 21 theater plays that are not gone because the authors didn't register them. They lost them in their files. The people from Tongobriga also lost the papers of containing the works that were done. The musics were not recorded, and the composer is not seeing this makes old people very angry and not available to get a rebirth from what is happening. This was a catastrophe, very, very big for all the people involved that are not available to get a rebirth from this.
Thank you for your presentation, Mr. Bruno. It's been a pleasure to be here with you, listening and closely paying attention to what is happening in your town. Before we open the floor for questions and comments, we would like to say that next Monday we'll have the closing event for season 8. You're all invited to come, 4:30 Eastern time, and we'll have the Sing for Hope sponsored Artivist Award recipients there, some of them. Others will send in recorded video, but we will also be announcing the winner for last season, Sing for Hope sponsored Artivist grant. For more details, you can visit the website or follow us on the social media or email us. As you know, we're always looking for people. If you like to participate in any of the open calls, or you would like to be a presenter, or just be part of the network and be a resource for others, as Mr. Bruno was saying, that he's looking for assistance in all these legal matters. If you can help out, just reach out. You can reach out to Mr. Bruno directly or through Artivism. Now, Mr. Bruno, with your presentation, you raised so many topics that are so important, right? Like in the sense of archaeological versus living space and what that causes to the community. Also, like tourism versus the actual community living there and how they're affected by these changes. But overall, this is what artivism does, right? It opens up windows of what is happening around the world that you might not see on the news because perhaps, at least here in the US, I don't know if it has been covered by a newscast, but perhaps in other parts of the world it has been. But at least here in this platform, we are all made aware of how this is happening in Portugal and how it has happened also in other places around the world, correct? And thank you very much for presenting it to us here. And definitely we'll keep an eye open to see how we can be of any other help for your struggle against the state of Portugal. Now the floor is open for any questions, comments. Please just unmute yourself, raise your hand, or if you feel okay, you can also put it on the chat, however you like.
So basically, Bruno, what they're aiming to do is to say that the Romans were here. There was nobody there before and nobody really thereafter. Correct?
Oh, before there were. There
Oh,
were
there were,
before.
yes, definitely were. But
But
yeah.
but after they say there were people after, but they have no connection to the Roman civilization. It's like there was an uninterrupted civilization, like there is not continuous. They want us to believe that this is not a continuous civilization, that the population was there and there was sometimes was not populated. And the truth is that from the birth of humankind, that place was always populated. So, and without any wars and without any kinds of movements, emigrations, or changes of social arrangements, that persons are really descendants from Roman people, because nothing was changed from Roman times until now. Only now the Portugal have attention to that place. So there was no real importance in Tongobriga from the century number 2 until now. So the people there are as Romans, are as Roman as the Romans in the century number 2 are. They work in in stones, art. They work in wood. We had a person that made a catapult. We had a person that that don't know how to write and how to read, but he can make little houses like the Roman houses. He can make that one, and that is not sell in the store of Tongobriga. They have a store there, and they sell T-shirts, they sell bottles, stamps with the objects they found, and they don't sell my book. They don't sell the houses that my friend does. They don't sell the articles in wood that another member of the community makes. And right now we have no economy in Tongobriga. We have nothing that we can exchange with the persons from another places. We are completely cut from the economical system. The things we buy are needed, are made from professions out of that. We cannot make a profession by making art daily, and the size of the town of Tongobriga and what is representing this in cultural meanings. It's very sad for being for seeing a store selling T-shirts, while we see lots and lots of little tents selling jewels and pottery and everything the Romans sell 200 years ago. And we know by certain that 200 years ago that was made, a market was made in the same place that we made the market some years ago. So there was a distance for 2,000 years, and the same market was made with that time of very big lapse.
Before we continue, I would like to ask you, Mr. Bruno, here in Artivism, we always have the tradition of closing the presentations with a key takeaway. What will be your key takeaway for action for our audience today?
Oh, but the key of action is I don't know, by making art based on Tongobriga and send it to us. I don't know if you know how to write and then you know very well the ancient authors. You can make plays and send us to us, because one of the projects I have approved by the Ministry of Culture was the same contest of that was made in Greece. The contest of the best comedy book or the best tragic book. So that is a very big help for us, was to simply write tragedies and comedies and send them to us for us to make a contest and to give it an offer in the end. Because if we have this contest, the Ministry of Culture is obliged to pay an amount of money to the winner. So this is an idea that I have. This is also an idea for art, visual art, and for all kinds of arts. So in performative arts and also in religion, because I believe in Roman religion. I made rituals in Tongobriga. I made a ritual to Baku and the ritual to Vesta, and also a ritual to Ophi, that is a goddess of the Celts, is an ancient god before the Romans. I made that ritual so the people that believe in shamanism, or they believe in paganism, or what they want to call it, but religion in the sense of not the path of Christianity, that is the path of a straight line. We have a calendar that we follow like a route. It's straight ahead. We don't have a circle. So all the religions that believe in circles, like in the equinox, and we believe in the resurrections, and all that time goes on and gets in the time in number zero again. All that kind of religions that we call it shamanism or paganism, that only have that sort of difference, that see the time circular and not a straight line. All that kind of art is welcomed here, and we will publish it, everything in our project that is now under construction, named Patrimonial, that we want to only be available to public when we have the legal procedure assumed, to have no kind of reactions against us. So this is a project that you can have to to help us simply by making art, by getting, you can see the videos of the documentaries. We have documentaries of all the events, documentaries of 30 minutes that you can see and that you can make art inspired in the documentaries. And all that we receive from you, it will be considered part of our community, because we believe that our community is made from what is with what is getting to us. So all art and all culture that get to us will be considered automatically being part of our community. We have now a library that was opened 4 years ago, and that library we have not we have very few books because we are all people with very difficult kinds of life. So if you can send the books of or arts to, I can send you an address. All things that you can send to us will be part of our community and will be published as part of the heritage of the cultural heritage of Tongobriga, because Tongobriga was the heritage, the cultural heritage of Tongobriga was made from obviously that was organized by the people, but it was made by people from all around the world in that festivals.
Oh, thank you, Bruno. Yes, please do email us those, where the artworks and written works can be sent to you. And you can also email us your resources. The videos, we'll share what we have with our network in an email. Thank you so much, Bruno, for your presentation today. Thank you to Carolina, the co-producer, co-founder of Artivism, to our sponsors, Adelphi University, Gottesman Libraries, the Teachers College, Columbia University, and Sync for Hope. We hope to see you at the closing event, the end of season 8 next week, where, as we said, the recipient of the Sync for Hope sponsored Artivist Award will be announced. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for being here. And thank you so much, Miguel. Have a good night. Bruno, Miguel.
Oh, thank you for receiving me, and hope I have brought you something interesting for your lives.
Very interesting. And you send us whatever resources and emails you have, so we can, share with our network. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for
Have a good night.
receiving me.
Good night.
Good night.
Bye-bye.